On today's app, you know horses sleep standing up? They're not like...
I didn't even think about that. I've never thought about a horse sleeping.
Well, do you know why?
That sounds so uncomfortable.
They can lay down for a little bit, but they have to stand up because the inside of a horse's stomach, all of what they have is just floating. So if they lay down for too long...
But kind of us too, right? Have you ever worn a corset?
Hey guys!
This is All Body, No Brains.
A podcast hosted by your last two brain cells. I'm Chloe.
I'm Em, and that's all you need to know.
Let's get started.
All body, no brains, no brains. All body, no brains, no brains. All body, no brains, no brains, no brains, no brains, no brains, no brains.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, so help me, so help me, and cut.
Here we go.
It's a musical.
Oh my God.
You know what, you guys? People who haven't seen the Monsters, Inc. bloopers, I'm like, get on with your life.
No. Stop your life.
Stop your life.
And watch it.
And back it on
You know
up.
who you're giving such Betty Boop energy?
Woo! I totally am, girl. You know, I think that this weather today, the day we're recording this, it's really, really rainy and humid and cold.
I don't like when you say
what
the day we're recording this because I think it's nice for the listeners
to believe
to play Sunday mornings with us.
Rain is falling. Hey, come on.
All body,
Steal
no
some
brains.
cover share. Steal some cover,
Emily.
share them back. Cover me up, girl.
Okay,
Sorry,
ever
I'm
since-
really excited that you finally decided to pay attention to me today. I've been waiting for Chloe for a couple
ever since we changed
hours.
the name, it's become a musical.
It's a musical. All body, no brains, or so help me.
The musical. All body, no brains.
All body,
the
no
musical.
brains. The musical. I would pay to see that. Good thing no one's paying us yet.
Hey girl.
Hey girl. Wait, this humidity I was saying I think is actually good for this really short haircut because then I do become a little Betty Boop.
Yeah, you're cutie patootie.
Whereas if I had my longer hair, it would be like, let's all go down to the temple and watch this girl get her Haftorah right. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with Semitic hair.
There is nothing. I love when you say that. I'm taking my shoes
Semitic? Okay. For the men in the house.
Yeah, but guess
You
what?
know-
I have socks on, you little fucking creeps.
So we've been doing something where we premiere this episode live on YouTube. So if you're a YouTube watcher and you're watching this now and we're not premiering it, then you missed it. But we are releasing this episode on Sundays. Right now the time is 11 a.m. where we're putting it out, and we live premiere it. So one of us or both of us will go in the chat at 11 a.m. on Sundays and we watch it with you. And both times we've done that so far, there's been a man named, I think, Mustafa.
Oh,
Who's
Moosey.
The whole time he's like, let me see the feet. Take off the socks. Let me see the feet. And one day we should do it for him.
100%.
He is watching all the way from South America, he said.
Oh,
So,
100%. I would
you
let
know,
Moosey.
Yeah.
But here's my first
Because
thought.
there's 4 people in there and he's one of them. And I'm like, at a certain point, you're supporting the show. And
Yeah.
we should thank, the way other people might get a T-shirt or a drawstring bag. Mustafa should get to see our feet.
All listeners are good listeners.
But I'm like, do feet people like when they're gross? Because I'm like, I'll show you my feet, but they're fucking nasty, man.
It's the thing is that you can't yuck someone's yum. So maybe not gross feet to you are a man's treasure.
Have you seen my feet?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm
But,
like, do they
oh,
only
wait.
like normal feet, or
I
would
have-
they like my every toe of mine looks like it's its own foot with a bunion on it and all. I've got
Ew.
corns on there.
Ew. Stop describing it
Stop
for
yucking my yum.
No,
I love
they're-
my feet.
No, you don't.
I love how fucked up they are.
I have
My mom is
gorgeous
like,
feet.
"Oh yeah, you got bad feet just like us," and we have we joke about it how our feet suck. You have amazing feet.
Yeah, but you should see what I have right now because you want to know what
Let me
happened.
see.
No, I really wouldn't.
Honestly, it'll help.
No, I can't actually.
Why? Can you just show
Because
me?
I took the tool. You guys know the tool, the cuticle cutter that you can get carried away with immediately. I took that
Oh, I
thing.
saw you. You FaceTimed me when you were doing this.
Yes. And I said, I did a hack job on my feet. I have to put that shit away.
No, you know what? Wintertime is the best time to go nuts on your feet because it's like my nails. You always got to keep the nails
Because they're in the vision.
because they're in the vision. But in the winter, no one's seeing my toes except the women in the locker room, and I don't give a fuck about them. They know everything else about me too.
The women in locker rooms are not even seeing my toes. They're seeing all holes and Crocs. I always wear Crocs in
Really?
the steam room.
Wow.
I never go
Ew.
barefoot.
I go barefoot.
Wait.
I'm like, I don't fucking
Wait.
care. I don't
Ew.
fucking care.
Ew to what?
Ew to. Did I say ew out loud?
You said ew. that I wear Crocs in the steam room?
You know what? I'm actually more concerned about putting a wet locker room Croc back in my clean bag than I am about my barefoot touching locker room
They
floor.
actually dry before ever anything.
It doesn't mean the germs don't exist. You think just because it's not wet anymore, the germs are gone?
Wait.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's so not the thought process.
No, I know, but it's like with shit that's like clean, dirty. I'm like, you could really get carried away. At a certain point, I'm just gonna do what's the least amount of weight to carry on my arm and like the least amount to.
You're the one that was
the
doing
least.
clean, dirty. I don't care.
You are putting Crocs on your feet in the locker room. Why?
Oh, dirty.
Right. So I'm saying to me, it's dirtier to put a dirty shoe back in my bag.
So here's what I do. I usually have been going to the gym only for the steam. I don't work out.
See?
Hold on.
okay.
Let me finish before you judge so heavily.
Literally.
We listen and we what?
Learn.
Don't judge.
Okay.
Someone's
right.
not on TikTok.
Nope.
So
No, I am, but it's all like, the drones are still there. Don't forget. And I'm like, I already embarrassed myself with the whole episode thinking the world was over.
That also ruined our friendship to a level.
No, it didn't.
I always think about it.
You're one step closer to being taken with us. Every day. Every day.
Why? You like me
Because-
more and more every day?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
And I also
sweet.
think since you made such a deal about it, now we'll be so aware that
Don't you
it's
think
actually
now-
giving you a better shot.
Now that I've watched Stella too, it would be fucking weird not to invite her and me with her. Like I'm Stella's +1 now.
Right.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
a little bit. You definitely like that. Yeah, you're close.
Or
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I feel like I've gotten the sense that listeners like think I'm mean to you now. Like
Yeah.
the tides have turned. Like you were mean to me around the wedding and now
Yeah.
I'm mean to you in the winter, I guess.
you're winter mean,
Yeah.
and it's showing.
But it's also like, you guys, I mean, pick a side. I love when people are engaged, but I'm also like,
we're best friends.
we're best friends.
Yeah.
Chill.
No, I don't think people actually think that we're mean, except for the time that you don't believe that I read, and that's when people stepped in.
But I'm also like,
No, because I actually talked about it in therapy today.
are you kidding?
No, not a
Like, get over it.
Not-
Literally get over it, girl.
No, Emily Wilson Higgins, and
Uh-huh. Put them out of
I
order. It doesn't matter the order as long as you get all the names.
got all the names. I did not talk about it in a sense of like Emily's bullying me. I talked about it in a sense of it was so interesting that it came up for me that I continued to say to you like, I don't like that you don't believe me.
Right, because let's be clear, folks. We talked about it once, and
Yeah.
then you kept bringing it up.
Yeah, because
And the reason why you're bringing it up was because in the moment where it came up that one time, you didn't remember details of a book.
That I
So
read
I was
yesterday.
like teasing you of like, oh, here you are knocking all these books out, and yet you're not remembering them.
Right, but you know what? Pam, bleep her name, therapist.
Okay.
She said,
Oh, he loves to create work for the
I
edit.
do smoke.
Okay. I put it there when it's
I know, I
time.
saw.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if
Um,
you only listen.
she said, I think it's really, really cool that you were able to say to Emily, like, this is really bothering me, like, that you doubt me. And she said, that's cool, Chloe. That's acting on feelings.
Well, and don't you think that that's a bonus of our relationship? Like
that we can be open
that
and
we're
honest.
open and honest.
Yeah. And so it actually did occur to the listeners that you were mean to me, and they spoke up and they said, we also have shit reading comprehension.
Right, and actually I do too. That was the lowest score I had on the SAT was reading comprehension. And we both can't watching movies every 2 seconds. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I
to
can't watch
John?
a movie.
Yeah, I have awful reading comprehension.
Speaking of reading, I know I was going to talk about me going to the steam room because I actually wear.
Wait, I want you to finish that.
Oh, I wear fuzzy socks with my Crocs to the steam room.
Are you kidding?
Take off the fuzzy socks, entertain the steam room, then put my fuzzy socks back on. After I dry them, my feet are dry. I put the socks on and I walk my ass home. Do you follow?
So you leave the fuzzy socks in the locker, right? You're not bringing them in the hot room?
Emily, do you bring your clothes in the hot room?
Well, you just said I walk my feet into the steam room with socks. That's
I don't
literally
think
that's literally what came out of your mouth. So who's bad at reading comprehension now?
It's listening comprehension.
Yeah. Well, I was listening and I comprehended. Well, apparently I didn't. But you have to deal with your speaking comprehension too. The output has to be correct.
The output.
You know
was-
my ass is literal.
Yeah. I literally take my socks off and re-put on the Croc that was once on my foot with the sock, but now doesn't have the sock on. And then I go into the steam room.
Right.
Then I come out of the steam room. I dry myself off, as you would.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put my fuzzy socks back on, put my Crocs on, and I walk my ass home. Do you follow?
I do follow.
Do you follow?
Yes, everyone follows now.
Okay, winter mean.
Wow, it sounded like I was really mean, but I was really more just trying to move the conversation forward to what I'm gonna say.
You're over me already?
No. But I got it a while ago, and you were repeating it, and I got it again.
Well, you didn't get it the first time. All right,
I know.
cool, Emily.
It's like this is what it's like being a woman. It's like you have to repeat over and over and over until we're like, now I get it. And I'm talking about myself.
Okay, and now what were you gonna say? Because then I have something else to say.
Well,
I
I
have
was
so
gonna
much to say.
the way that I feel about it, because I didn't go to the gym today. I'm back on it, folks. I'm back on it this week.
Careful, body dysmorphia.
No, because you know what? When I talk about working out or my health or my eating or my weight, I'm like,
You're talking about yourself.
well, yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Girl, come on, reading comp. Let's go.
That was like actually bully.
No, it wasn't. People are so fucking sensitive.
It's people. It's me, bitch.
Yeah, I'm talking to you people.
There's some people.
You people, the ones sitting across from me, are so sensitive.
Didn't you hate
You're
when-
not sensitive, so don't pretend that you are just because like listeners are backing. Just because you're getting backup now from girls who are like, Emily's really mean to you, doesn't mean you become a sensitive person. What's the best thing about our friendship? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Neither of us are sensitive.
Neither of
It's
us are
low
sensitive.
maintenance. So don't turn your whole personality around now. Anyone with me?
No, they're
Har
all.
har!
They're all
Or what's the
against
thing?
you.
Aye aye, Captain.
Woohoo! They're all against you.
If I'm going to the gym to steam, then I go, I might as well do 5 minutes.
All right, that's what you wanted to say.
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I'll stop there if you have nothing to say back.
No, I do. That's really actually.
We're verbally fencing right now.
Yeah,
Did I win? Touche?
you won that.
Okay.
Cause like great thought.
Like this morning
More
I did
people should do that.
5-minute core at my house. And I'm like, before I get in the shower, let me just do 5 minutes of abs.
When I used to be
And
like,
that's how you stay a habit in place. That was a good sentence.
that was a great one. That's how you say have it in place.
That's how you stay a habit in place.
So back in high school, when I decided I wanted to start caring about my body and how it looked for myself and the boys, I would go on Pinterest and be like, what can I do every time? Like, and then I would print out little like tips and tricks from Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would be like, every time I go to the toilet, I should squat 7 times. Do you know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
I
Yeah,
never
like
did
little
any of
habits.
it.
That's actually kind of like the principle from Atomic Habits. Come on,
Yeah.
girl, you got it. Come on. Like, remember when I was talking about that book where it's like,
I read that book. I
Oh.
don't remember it.
where it's like, you know, when you make coffee in the morning, just like add something onto that's easy enough that you'll do every time you make
did just
coffee.
talk about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So it's similar. It's like every time you pee, do like 3 squats, 7
Yeah,
squats, whatever
But
it
I
is.
feel like that's not actually healthy to do that part.
I think it is. I think that's the way you keep up with doing it. I think the
Squatting
biggest
when you pee, like, all right.
Right. Right, but I don't know.
Alright.
Because, you know, if you can't make it to the gym and you're really busy, it's like, well, that's your way of making sure you're keeping stuff up. I think the easiest way people fall off the wagon with their workout and their like diet and exercise is like when it becomes too much, then you just stop doing it altogether. So if you can find little ways to put it in your day, that's where it is. But what I was going to say about when I talk about this stuff, yes, I'm talking about myself, but also like I am a happier person when I'm working out. That's just
that's actually not just you. That's like
everyone,
scientifically.
right? But I say that to say I'm not like talking about like the need to be skinny or the need to look a certain way. Like I was off the wagon there for a while, and it literally makes me like a sloggier version of myself that I don't like
100%.
being. And if I work out, then I'm putting my 0 for how my day can go at a higher level.
100%.
And that's something I understand about myself. And that's more than half the reason why I work out. And I mean that sincerely.
I feel that sincerely from what you were saying.
Thank
and
you.
now I want to tell
you.
I was going to tell you the book that I'm reading right now that you recommended is bumming me out.
Yeah, why?
It's not a happy book.
It's
Tell
called The
them what I'm
Most Fun
reading.
We Ever Had.
I don't know the name of it, obviously.
It's an emotional, or it's like a story about a family and these sisters and over the course
Everything's
of their life.
going wrong.
Of course, it's a book. It's conflict. What are you going to do? Read a book where everything goes right?
Okay, hold on.
That was like when I talked about how I'm in this phase of my life where it's like, so it's like, I'm married, but there's nothing going on. Like I don't have kids yet. So it's like, yeah, you should totally go see this movie, but it's about this girl.
Right,
She just got
right.
married.
That's
So
it.
you want to see it?
Yeah.
You need conflict for a story.
I do like that, but I like it in like thriller or like murder mystery. Like I want to go not so close to home.
What's close to home? You don't have any sisters?
No, but like light family matters.
I love that shit. I'm like, I love books about relationships.
Oh,
it's so
I'm
interesting.
so bummed about it.
I think her writing, it's by Claire Lombardo. It's a really good book. It was our Christmas book club book.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's fine. It's not for everybody. The thing I do say to describe it is that they couldn't. I think they are already making a TV series about it. But in my opinion, it's so not plot heavy. It's so much more about like the writing and the inner monologues of every character.
Yeah, the day to day.
Yeah, like I really loved this author's like the way she described, like she personified these characters in such a bluntly true and like uncomfortably controversial way. Like there's a certain point where the husband. I'm not spoiling anything, where the husband, like, when it's his chapter, he, like, talks about how he, like, loves his wife more than his kids. And I'm like, that's so crazy to say.
Oh,
but, like,
David, that was sweet.
Like, stuff like that, where it's like, wow, these are very human characters.
Did you
and
hear
David, you know his name. Girl, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Hell yes.
So help me.
Remember last episode when you made me sing?
Yes.
We said we were going to do a song.
And I also said, if you remember, we're going to immediately forget about that, come back, and there won't be a song.
Right.
But we could try again. You want to try to make a song right now?
I don't, but I want to tell you
I'll
a few
make
things.
music with you any day of the week. Get me a MIDI keyboard, and I will put GarageBand to the test.
I love that about us.
Me
could
too.
make music together.
Hit me. I know you're about to say something profound.
It's going to be
It's
beyond.
coming. It's coming.
So, you know, back in the day when we were growing up, there were like, people had cats and they were like indoor or outdoor.
Yes.
They don't do outdoor cats anymore.
Is it just because we're in New York City?
No. I was just with someone recently when I went to Dallas for one day, and I asked her, do you have a cat? Or I didn't ask her, do you have a cat?
That's fine if you... I would have let you go away with that for the story. Wow, you're telling the truth. You just caught yourself in a lie and you stopped it.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you,
I'm
girl.
like smiling ear to ear.
You
I can't
are.
believe
Chloe's
it.
got a big smile on her face.
I'm not a liar.
I'm sorry to the people who are audio only because I almost said because Claudia's face.
That's not my name.
All right, hit me with the story.
So she said, I have a cat. And I said, indoor, out. And then she didn't respond. And I said, do they make those anymore?
Well, if I can be totally honest, I did kind of go with it without really knowing what you were talking about.
And now?
I'm not a liar. I was a good friend there, ready to let you make a point without being like, no, too prematurely.
Oh, but do you have an opinion?
I definitely feel like outdoor cats are just stray cats.
So back in the day, like when I was growing up, not you, like my aunt had like an outdoor cat that she would feed and make sure it stays alive.
Like a stray cat that she just took care of. My parents do that with squirrels on our deck at home. They have squirrels that they take care of.
Do they know them?
Yes, the squirrels know them. Retirement's awesome.
I'm sure. Like I went on a walk with my family friend in London.
Yeah.
And she brought nuts in her pocket.
For the squirrels?
For the birds. The birds knew that she had come to the park. And
I love
they
that.
all came.
I love when people care about animals that are not domesticated.
Right? But indoor and outdoor cats, they don't exist anymore. It's just indoor.
Well, I'm sure there's stray cats somewhere. Did I ever tell the story from my honeymoon of the wild boar?
No.
Oh, okay. Y'all, I actually need opinions on this one because this is like a story we'll talk about for a while, me and John, like when we talk to people.
Okay.
And like, because we still disagree on who was right. Marriage is crazy.
Wait a second. I can't believe I've never even heard of said boar.
Okay, so we're on our
You
honeymoon.
whore?
What?
Said boar, you whore.
Said boar, you whore. Is that
Okay.
going to be a new Spanish flow?
No.
We were in Sardinia on our honeymoon. Sardinia is, if like Italy is the shape of a boot and then a little ball on the end, like there's an island, the soccer ball of the boot. Sardinia is the little island part of Italy. And real Sardinians say, this is not Italy, this is Sardinia. Like they don't think because I think it only got added to Italy way later.
From who?
From war or something. There's always a war that makes stuff like that
I
happen.
don't like to be part of those.
No. So we're on our honeymoon in Sardinia, and we were staying in this place called San Pantaleo.
Okay.
So it's this like, because I talked about that night on the honeymoon where there was like a dance party in the town square.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we were on the honeymoon. So
The town square.
Yeah,
The
so-
town
square.
says hey.
The town says hey. The town says hey. No city, no shame.
No city, no shame.
No city and no shame.
That's it.
We're playing the game.
love that
and
song.
We're swinging at night, and the girl is by.
Yes, that one. Okay, continue.
So we are on our honeymoon. We're coming home from, and like, it's the kind of place where it's like, I'm having a drink or two and I'm driving us home. All right.
Okay.
It's rural Italy. So
Okay.
it was on one of those drives home from dinner where our hotel was like up this hilly, like fucking practically dirt road.
I'm nervous.
Where I'm like, be alert, be alert.
Yeah.
And of course, this is how I'm telling the story, and you'll see why. So we're driving up the like single lane road that's almost at our hotel
Yeah.
at night and home from dinner, and across the street runs a pack of wild boar, like 9 to 15 of them, like a huge family of wild boar.
And they look like pigs but black.
But gray, yes. Because, like, if you don't know, I didn't know
Simone
what
and
they were
Puma.
until I saw them. Yeah, like,
Simone.
but like they were the size of like a pig, like
A potbelly pig.
yes, like boar running, and it's like a mom and her like
Babies.
And, yeah, or I guess like they're varying sizes. They sprint across right in front of the car, right in my headlights, and they're like hairy looking.
Yeah, they're like whiskey, right?
Yeah, yes, they're they're wispy, they're whiskey, and John, after the fact, told me that like they could kill you in the wild, like they are wild boar, like they will come up to your car, like they're dangerous, basically.
Okay.
So I see them, and he goes, oh my God, boar. Like, I'm driving tipsy, and he goes,
Okay.
oh my God, like, freaks out about them. And he was like, stop, pull over. And because there's like a fork in the road, and I could go one way toward the boar or
Okay.
the other way toward our hotel.
Okay, I already have opinions.
And I see the hairy, scary boar running across, and I literally went, like, I performatively gagged, and I went, ew. And I directed us towards the hotel away from the boar while he's screaming at me to go follow them, go see them. That's amazing. There's boar. I want to see them. We drive away. He throws a shit fit. This is all silly. None of it was like a real fight. Throws a shit fit of like, did you just gag? That's crazy. We're never going to see those again in our life. I wanted, like, why didn't you go pull over and look at them? Like, you're so dramatic. And I was like, you just yelled at me while I'm driving a car tipsy.
It was pigs.
On a dirt road in Italy. It's nighttime, and it's a flock of pigs just went in front of our car.
Yeah.
Maybe the gag was too much, but I'm driving the hell away from the wild boar, bitch.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about them killing you. I'm more like they'll like fuck up your car, maybe. But also more so follow them if it's fucking giraffes. But if it's a fucking pig,
It was like a stampede of pigs.
Who needs that? Who needs that?
In my opinion, I was like, I don't ever need to see a wild boar up close in my life.
Who needs that?
At night.
Sweetie needs it?
Well, I do. We called his brother, who immediately sided with him, but because that's like I was operating out of fear and he was operating out of curiosity. But also the excuse I kept making was like, I was driving with like a beer or two in me. And
Yeah.
it's late at night in dirt road, Italy. And
You
he
need
was
to
like,
go home.
I did have like 2 seconds where I could have stopped the car and pulled over and we could have looked at him and like shown a flash or just like turned the headlights on. But
I don't think you would have gotten like any satisfaction from doing that.
he might have though. And like, I do love making him happy.
I do too, and I don't think he would have like had as much fun as he thinks he would have.
I do think he would have, but I stand
do
by
think
my
he would
decision
have
to
had fun?
swerve away. I think it would have been cool, and like not for me, but maybe for him. But ultimately, because it would be cool for him, it would be cool for me because I love him.
Another animal for sure.
Right, but not a wild hairy boar. Yeah, that's our boar story. And then the whole night we were going back and forth about who was right. Of like, should I have pulled the car over? Did I act too dramatically?
The gag was first of all rude
What?
to the animals.
What's rude? Oh, me gagging. Yeah,
Yeah.
the gag was definitely me like. In the moment, I was so mad at how mad he had immediately gotten that I gagged as like a spite toward him.
Right, but also like boar are gross.
Yes.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate there for a second. Yeah, I don't like that. Do I have a story for you now?
Okay. Love when that happens.
It's not about me.
That's okay.
Okay. So I don't know if you know about the bees on wait, hold on. Let me just like gather my thoughts.
Totally.
And have a sip of my drink in
Okay.
my cup. Roosevelt Island, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. I had to buy time while I thought about something.
Okay.
So there's a lot of bees on Roosevelt Island,
Okay.
and there are beekeepers there.
Okay.
And one day, it's back in the day. This is one of the coolest stories I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so far back in the day, but it's not anytime soon. Like this wasn't a headline recently.
Wow, you're getting more like me.
Yeah, I am.
Tangents every
I'm
sentence.
like, you have to know the truth of the story.
Me editing these has made me so aware of that. And
Totally,
I'm
I
like,
bet.
girl, shut the mouth.
Just
let
say
her
the
talk.
thing. Yeah.
And just say the thing.
So, beekeepers on Roosevelt Island, one day they were tending to their bees as per usual, And all of a sudden, they see red all over. Red honey. And they're like,
When is this?
this is like,
This year?
No,
A century ago? When?
not a century ago, like maybe 20, 30 years ago.
Okay.
They see red honey and they're like, what the hell? Do you know what's going to happen?
Nope.
Do you know what's going to
I
happen?
don't have hot honey.
No. Oh, but that would have been good.
That was a pretty good reading comprehension conclusion ahead of time.
That was all those
I had
things.
hot honey on tortilla chips last night when I got
Mike's.
home. Mike's hot honey, yeah.
Oh, delicious.
On Mexican tortilla chips. Really great combo if y'all are interested.
Mm.
You would think hot honey for pizza.
Hot
Try
honey
it on
for
some
everything.
chips. Yeah.
Hot honey for literally everything.
Yeah.
So the beekeepers were like, this is so peculiar. Why are all these bees producing red? Like red is dripping from everywhere, which like is kind of crime scene-y and spooky. And you're like, what is that? So then one day, one of the beekeepers decides to go and follow the bees because the bees are going somewhere and they're very, very curious. Why are the bees going into some places that I don't know as the beekeeper?
Mm-hmm.
So then they go and they follow them and they end up in Red Hook and they're like, Red Hook? Why are there bees here? Then all of a sudden they see a factory as old as time, says maraschino cherries. And the bees had come over and they got into the factory and started eating and sucking the little cherries and then taking it back to their beehives and producing red honey.
Did the honey taste like cherry?
So, inconclusive.
I didn't know the bees liked anything besides
Because
honeycombs.
it's so sweet.
Mm.
Isn't that an amazing story?
Yeah.
So then they were like, that's insane.
And
They
I like that
opened-
we don't know when, where, who. I like that it's just this. It almost sounds like a fairy tale.
It's just
like
a story.
one time there
It's
was
just a
yeah.
story. It's once upon a time. It is
Yeah. Mhm.
upon
Mhm.
that
Once
time.
upon a time in Red Hook.
So
Quentin
then
Tarantino's 12th film.
everybody was so that I wouldn't
11th,
see
10th?
because it'd be so long.
Of course.
Whereas I just did that not so long.
Yeah.
So then it opened this investigation. Everyone was like, the bees of Red Hook, the bees of Red Hook. This is so cool and interesting. So then, let's say New York Times, not sure if that was who it was, but someone decided, I'm going to write a story about this. So they went to the maraschino cherry factory and they started exploring and they found what? Tons of drugs, weed, cocaine. And it opened up that they found these bees led them to finding a drug mule. And they arrested all these people and shut them down.
Oh my god.
Is this not the best story ever?
Okay, now I'd pull over to look at those bees.
Could you, and then
Flock of bees flying past my car. I'm pulling over on the dirt road in Italy to see those bees.
have you ever seen a swarm
Beehive?
of bees?
Honestly, no.
Really, in California, like
Except in that
sometimes-
one episode of That's So Raven. We got a 903, a swarm of bees, duck.
We remember such crazy things about those shows. In California, like sometimes we'd be playing outside for recess, and if you see a swarm of like a bunch of bees, you have to like go on and get.
I would think just stay still.
No, you get.
Oh,
You
shit.
get inside. Anyway,
That's crazy.
isn't it insane? So anyway,
Have they hired the bees for anything else since?
no, not
That's
yet.
like that's
but
like
the bees,
airport dogs.
The bees are still in. They're back on their island.
And who's telling you this?
No, this is a real story.
I believe you, but I like
No.
that there's no details
Maddie
grounding it.
Forbes.
Okay, cool.
So-
You heard it from a friend.
So it was very that she doesn't make shit up. This girl.
Well, it's giving fairy tale in the best
Well,
way.
I think it's
I
because
know
of-
it's true.
I think it's because of the way in which I told the story.
Yeah, you're kind of like a fairy tale teller. Fairy teller.
That's so cute.
There's a word for everything.
So then my friend Maddie, who lives in Red Hook, she got really obsessed with this whole bee story, as did I. I've told like 30
Do you mind if I
people.
Google like when this
I'd
happened?
love for that.
Because I actually am now going like, when was this?
Yeah, I'd love for that because I don't know. And she said she always sees like a crime scene of like cherries and like in warehouses.
Bees in Red Hook.
And she what? I don't know.
The Mystery of the Bees of Red Hook, from New York Times from 2010.
I told you guys it was a time, and it was 2010. What do you think?
Yeah, it was 2010. That's so interesting. Like,
Don't you fucking love that story?
I do. That's a funny story. Well, it's great. It takes a crazy twist with the drugs.
Right. And you know, I'm surprised there's not like a show about it. It's so interesting.
Yeah, because they are making shows about everything, huh? That they didn't take that IP immediately.
Who would play the bees?
I want to see. Ooh, it would be animated, you mean? Like Secret Life of Pets, but Secret Life of the Bees and Red Hook, making
Yeah.
maraschino cherries.
But then
Honey.
it couldn't be the drug part because that'd be for kids. Unless we did like a BoJack Horseman kind of thing.
Yeah, you could do it. Hey, write it down. Sell it. Trademark it. You know what I just found out? And I feel insanely stupid. We
don't call ourselves stupid ever.
No, I feel stupid. I'm not stupid, but I feel stupid with this. I didn't not that I didn't know, but I never checked my messages on TikTok.
Okay.
That aren't from my friends. I mean, you know how I always say, when you send me, did you see that TikTok I
Spam.
sent you? I'm like, it feels like spam.
Yeah.
TikTok messages feel like spam, even from friends. And then last night, I saw finally that it said requests.
Yeah.
Message requests. I've got all these message requests from people from that TikTok I made about the app I would start for girls going home at night. All these girls who work at user interface, they work in
No.
whatever the fucking name of it is. Hi, I work in UX, I work in software design. A bunch of them, all these messages. Someone from Newsweek being we're doing an article on this TikTok. I'm like, what?
On your TikTok?
Yeah, about the app. And I'm like, oh my God, this was all December and November.
God damn it.
And I missed all of it. And then, but that was, I guess that sounds braggadocious. Is that a word? Braggadocious.
That's like a word in Wicked.
That sounds like the opposite of humble. Cocky. Me bringing that up. But it was more holy shit, all these smart women. It made me so happy to see all these girls who code vibes.
Yeah, women in STEM.
And I did reply to some of them this morning. I was like, I just missed this, still wanna,
not
but I'm
want
also
you
I
anymore.
Can't
You're
even
a has-been
imagine
at
doing
that
that.
point.
I guess I'm a has-been, but I'm also could I ever? And this is why I think we're gonna be okay, Civil War wise, because every generation as we go, I'm ugh, I can't start an app. I'm I can't do anything. I'm here for it
can.
mentally, but I'm am I ever gonna muster up the energy to do something like
But
that?
do you really want to?
Yeah, but I'm
that-
legally the idea of starting a business.
I know. I know.
Lord knows I can't even post a clip from this podcast. You know,
You can't post them.
how am I ever gonna start an app
I
for
know.
someone's safety? A serious thing? You want to get me to do something serious?
Yeah, I don't want a part of that. No offense.
But but who knows? Could it make me millions?
then I want part of it. It's
But
tough,
I
you know?
immediately think of someone suing me because someone will die. Someone will get catfished and die, and then I'll
Right.
go around my whole life with guilt that I killed someone. Anyway,
I have
the
another.
real thing I was telling you about the TikTok thing, the
Yeah.
message requests, was because do you remember when I lived on the Upper West Side? Remember that?
Barely.
And my hair was long, and I was such a basic bitch.
Totally.
And I took Stella to puppy socials.
Yeah.
And there was another dachshund there,
Yes.
a blonde dachshund who was deaf.
Oh.
Do you remember him? Leo was his name? And Leo was his name. Oh.
Not really.
And okay, maybe I never talked about this on here, but I
Stella
would.
played with the one dachshund.
And do you remember me being it's so awkward, wanting to get the number of the person at the social?
No, but
Did I ever talk about that?
I feel okay.
So I would take Stella to these puppy classes when she was 3 months old
Right.
to socialize her with other dogs. And if she got along well with the dog, I would want to be we should hang out?
Yeah,
Mark?
that's not weird at all. I used to
Right,
do that
but
all the time.
There was such a
remember?
funny. There's a dating element to it where it's I would test the waters of that's her boyfriend.
Oh.
Should we exchange numbers?
Totally.
And then there was this one dog, Leo, that Stella got along so well with, and
Yeah.
I think I dropped some hints, but wasn't really catching a vibe back from the owner.
Yeah.
And then I checked these message requests
It was Leo.
from fucking September, and we're recording this in February. I had a message request hey, it's Stella's mom. Leo would love to hang out with Stella. He's so good with chicks. Whatever. Here's my number. And here I am
Damn.
leaving this
Missed
girl.
op.
Missed op. I answered her this morning. I said, you're not going to believe me, but I'm literally just seeing this. Because everyone always says, oh my God, I'm just seeing this. But I literally am so cusp. This was my millennial side, not even realizing there was a thing that said requests
Right.
and TikTok messages. And I finally answered her, and I'm like, girl,
But she's on the Upper West Side.
I don't give a shit. I'll travel far and wide to give my girl what she deserves.
I will,
Love.
I will tell you,
This was her boyfriend.
when I first got Ellie and I would sit at the park and I would meet all the moms and
Mhm.
dads and whatevers, I would drop Ellie off at their houses and then hang out. I would leave, or I would have one of them come over. We would do that all the time.
Then you stopped.
Now I'm why the fuck would I do that?
Because I get it, and I could see already in the 10 months since
Right.
Stella's life has existed, I am dropping in terms of how much effort I put into her happiness.
Yeah.
But I am like, to me, walking her for an hour doesn't even hold a candle to her having an hour with Ellie.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's also like,
So I'm like, if I took her to the Upper West Side to hang out with Leo
yeah.
for 1 hour, that would do, I think, more for her mental health than 3 days in a row of like walking around a lot.
I see what you're saying.
Is how I feel. So I'm like, the less effort for a greater thing
Is worth it.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that when they're sniffing, that's like dogs reading?
Yeah, you've said that before. It is. Rebecca, Ben's girlfriend, said that like it is extremely mentally stimulating for them, sniffing on the ground, and like it tires them out hard.
Oh,
So, like,
I'm
let 'em sniff, let 'em
I,
sniff.
Like, yank Ellie around and I'm like, stop sniffing.
Yeah, well, you're human.
We got
You want to go back
places to
inside.
go.
You got places to go. I was actually thinking about this yesterday because Stella peed on my bed, which she does sometimes, and it sucks.
No,
Okay.
it sucks. It really does.
There is nothing like the wrath I feel.
I
than
think a couch. Oh no, actually, bed is worse than couch.
It's all bad.
It sucks.
It's all, and like, it's like, oh, she peed on the bed. Like that. I understand if you're hearing that, it doesn't like mean much to you. I want you a picture. This happens yesterday. I'm working in my living room, and every time she does it, she trots out of the bedroom like she's like excited
So does
to see
Ellie.
me.
I know when she's something wrong.
And it means she did something wrong. And I go in and I see a big yellow spot on my wedding gift expensive duvet and insert.
And cover. That is what it is, you guys.
That's
Picture
what it is.
that.
Picture that.
It already sucks having to deal with it.
It sucks having to wash the duvet and the insert without
Ever.
the piss on it.
Ever.
And
then,
I just changed when you just change your sheets and just clean it, I go in, I see this puddle. I always have a moment of silence where I just look at it and I go, how angry am I going to get? Like, how much am I going to let this ruin my fucking day?
I understand.
I realized I felt so silly because I'm like, having a dog is like a version of an abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Emotionally abusive
I
relationship.
will. I'm here.
She does something that she knows is going to upset me. She upsets me. She does the thing. I'm fuming because I'm like in the middle of working and suddenly there's piss on my bed.
No, it's fucked up.
I got to go wash it right now.
Totally.
She does the thing. It really upsets me and I get mad at her, but dogs can't apologize.
Yeah.
So the way it's resolved is like, I just have to decide when I'm over it.
Yeah, you love her again. I know.
So like, it's like she does something really fucked up. I'm fuming and then I'm left to like have this one-sided argument where like in the end I wind up somehow feeling guilty.
Right.
And she wins because I love her even more because I feel sad that I was so mean to her after she made me
mad.
It's a manipulative relationship. Dogs can't apologize. And it's like honestly awkward because like it's honestly fucking awkward because I yell at her and then we both just sit in silence.
Yeah, like no one's
like,
having fun.
And no one's like she's not answering me and she can't say I'm sorry. All it would take would her to say like I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you know what, it's okay. But she can't. So it's just up to me to decide like, all right, I'm over it.
I have two thoughts about this. I have that thought all the time where like with Ellie, if she does something bad, let's say I'm also just working away and then she does something bad and then I yell at her, but then it reminds me that Ellie's there. So then I want to kiss her and hug her. And then Ollie will be like, she just did something bad. And I'm like, but I'm hanging out with her again.
Yeah,
like, I didn't remember her until she did that bad thing.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, my Shayla.
That happens with Stella where like it'll be so quiet for an hour and then someone buzzes and she barks and I'm like, Stella!
You're like, my friend's here. I also think it's really funny sometimes when Ollie and I are going to like in bed about to go to sleep and Ellie's sitting there and we're looking at her. We both like will start like talking to her like just speak.
Just say something. We won't tell anyone. Yeah.
Just try.
Just say something.
Like even yeah, just just say something.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think she will one day.
One day. Well, Stella smiled that one time. We caught it on camera.
That was bizarre.
I'm getting distracted by your nails.
Do you
I'm
love
looking at your
them?
nails. I love them. I do want to say before we recorded this episode, Chloe and I went and got our nails done together at, I have to plug them again.
Plug the shit out of
Ketty
them.
fucking Kiss.
KettyKiss.
On 10th and University.
They're the best in the whole fucking
Love
world.
them. You guys know me and my nails. And here I was thinking I could get away with the Russian manicure. But let me tell you something.
I was anti-Russian manicure vibes.
I know
whole
you
time.
were, and I really did believe I could do it. I was like, muster the strength, Emily. It's 2025. You're almost 30. Stop fucking picking your nails.
No, boo. We're not doing that.
And then I got away with it for like 2 weeks, and then one of them chipped. Once one chips,
Yeah, you're a goner.
It's the end. And the thing that tipped me was like back into getting claws, which I just got today, so I'm still like complaining about it.
Yeah.
All day I've been complaining to Chloe about it, having claws again. But I didn't realize this impacted me. The salon where I was going for the Russian manicure, even though it was 5 minutes from my apartment, which is super convenient, they're like not that nice to me there. And not that they need to be nice, but they actually give me the feeling that I'm bothering them by even coming and paying them for a service.
Totally.
And when I was thinking this morning, like, am I going to go back to long nails? Like, because I'm just going to keep picking off these Russian manicures.
Yeah.
The thing that tipped me was I went, you know what? When I go over to Ketty Kiss,
Yeah.
they are so cheery and
The
it's
best.
such a fun vibe in there every time.
Truly.
So much so that even the people to my right and to my left, we're all talking to each other.
We're all on the same team.
We're on the
there.
same team. Not once have I gone to Ketty Kiss and felt like I was going to fall asleep.
No, you're with
Every
the girls.
Right, but normally everywhere else I go, there hits a
Yeah.
point where I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep. And why? 1, vibes are good. 2, 35 minutes max.
Max.
Like,
For these.
You are in and out of that place.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They let Stella come in without nary one word being said.
Nary.
That wasn't the right use of nary, but
I've never heard that word.
with nary a word. Not one, no word. Like, they don't complain that Stella's there. They're blah, blah, blah.
See,
and then
do you really use the word nary?
I like to throw in a little sprinkle of a fancy word now and then.
Just like said, and they don't even bother.
I know, but
I would have
nary's fun.
understood.
I was more throwing it in for the dance of the word, like the
Nary.
verbal dance I got to do
understand.
by saying nary, even though I didn't successfully do
It's
it.
fine, I like the word.
But
Oh
I
my
just want to
God.
plug Ketty Kiss because I think it's sick, and you can do regular nails there, which I didn't realize until today. Like, you don't have to do these crazy press-ons. You can do like gel X.
Yeah, and also they're press-ons with hard gel underneath, so they stay for at least like a month. I've only gone to Ketty Kiss for press-ons the past like 35 manicures.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was gonna say is that these are the only nails in New York City I've ever gotten that like fucking last. Like,
Now that's
they've never, and
a
you know
win.
me, if you listen to this podcast, I will take a fucking saw and get
Yeah.
these things off.
a picker ever
These
since
will
she learned.
not come off. In fact, I tried last time because I got in a picky mood.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I got one off, and the rest of them were not moving.
You
and I was
really
like,
shouldn't.
Fuck me. Now I took one, and the rest won't come off.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That's what I get. These are made of solid fucking gold. They
We
are
actually
still
don't know
glued
what they're
on there.
made of, so it could be really bad for you, but trust us.
Definitely bad for you. Going under UV that long. That's the other thing. They make you. They're like, stop, more dry. Like, dry it more dry.
More dry.
They say more dry. I'm not gonna. That's what they say.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
not
a-
gonna do the accent, but they
yeah,
say
that
more
would be
dry.
far too much, but
I'm not gonna do the accent, but I'm not gonna lie and say
Longer.
that they say, "Can you dry your nails longer?"
they say more dry.
They say more dry.
Okay, that's just a direct quote from the salon.
And the other thing the story I was gonna tell about being there, and it's like I don't have to tee up everything I was gonna say
You
and
don't.
explain why. I could just say it.
But we do that sometimes.
There was a
here.
man in there next to us. I had 2 fun little things happen in there,
Yes.
not even including the fact that we were there together.
No, we were one
That
away.
was fun.
We were one away.
We were one away from each other.
We were one person removed.
The guy to my left, who was the guy, there was a guy in between us.
Yep.
Getting his nails done.
I would say
What?
no. Go ahead.
He's probably a drag queen.
He is.
Because he was getting these crazy nails,
He
and he was
is.
talking about.
He is.
He was like, these will look good on stage. Yeah.
And I saw his phone background. It was him in drag.
Okay, so there you go. We had a drag queen next to us, an elder drag queen.
It was.
He was older, and
It was true.
It was true, and
She's not lying.
I'm not lying. And he goes, this is the one thing he said that pissed me off. I was having fun with him, and then he goes, that restaurant Blossom closed. Now it's Jack's wife Frida. And I went, oh really? We're talking. We're having a good time.
I heard this.
And then he goes, yeah, it's such a shame. Blossom was my favorite vegan restaurant. I go, you got to get the hell out of here with that.
vegan.
Certainly that's not the first time you're saying that word. What's going on?
Something was weird because he was also
Vegan?
every like 30 seconds.
Yeah, every time he'd put his nails under the light, he went, ooh.
And then also, you also missed, like, there was music playing in the background, like, just, like, classical music. And let's say the song was, like, do-do-do. He'd be like, ah.
But you know what, Chloe? I will take anything to confirm that we are not in a simulation. Because sometimes we're walking on the street and, like, when people are too confined to, like, being quiet and minding their own, I'm like, well, that's not fun. Why do I live in New York?
No, it was
Why
certainly
do I live in New
fun.
York?
And I also, like, had fun with it, too. But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't saying it in a negative way, but I liked that he growled and purred every now and then.
He was growling, purring, humming. He was talking about Broadway. And then, but it was vegan, where I said, now that's just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
You are asking me to get mad at you, sir.
Take your vegan ass and leave.
If you're eating vegan food, you better fucking say it right. Don't eat the food and say it wrong.
Well, here's
that's
the
2
thing.
strikes. One more and you're out of my restaurant. If you're going to be vegan, say it right. Dick.
Yeah. They can't eat dick because they're what?
Vegan.
Period.
So then the girl to my right, this was fun. Another fun interaction.
I think I missed this one.
You probably missed it. This was nothing bad about this one. She goes, she's getting her hands rubbed. And I look over and literally my mouth starts watering.
I heard this part.
When I see the hand rub and I see them go between with the thumb, I'm feeling it transcendently or vicariously. And I go, isn't that the best? Wouldn't you just come here and just pay for that? And she comes back with this, she cracks this whip. She comes back with this little quip. She goes, I couldn't figure out what word, so I said wit, quick, and whip.
I like them all.
She goes, I know, oh my God. She was like, literally, I like need touch so bad that I'm like, please hold my hand.
I heard that.
I'm like, girl,
I heard you
write that down and get on stage.
I heard you really laugh.
I really laughed, and in my head I went, I'm writing that down. That's funny.
Hilarious. She said, hold my hand longer. I heard her say
please
that.
hold my hand longer. Like the most touch I've gotten in years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's hilarious.
That was really funny.
Come into the nail salon just for someone to hold your hand.
I really did hear you laugh, and I was like, that's so funny. That I also had this thought, which actually is kind of a stupid thought and annoying, but I was like,
couldn't be.
She doesn't know that you're in comedy.
Right.
And she's making you laugh.
My brother Ryan likes to call out when he sees me observing something that I'm gonna make fun of later. He's like, I see you clocking it.
That's funny.
And I like,
but
when
not
he
make
calls
fun
that out.
of.
No, just like I see you observing a behavior,
writing,
and, like, putting it in your bin for later.
Yeah, love it.
Love it.
I have a really fun fact to leave us on.
Okay.
So you know how dolphins? No.
Nope.
You don't.
Dolphins have sex for fun. That I know.
Everyone knows that.
Okay.
But do you know this? Dolphins can only hold their breath underwater for up to 10 minutes, where sloths can hold their breath underwater for up to 40.
Wait. Time out. But dolphins live underwater.
Yeah, but they have to come up. Do you know what I mean?
So when we see them,
yeah, that's them getting some air.
And they're doing it 24/7?
Of course.
So they can't ever go to bed?
They sleep. You can go on autopilot and still go up and down.
No. Dolphins are not sleeping and doing it.
Swear.
I don't believe you.
Swear.
Are you kidding?
That wasn't the whole point of the story. The point of the story is, did you know sloths could hold their breath for 40 minutes?
I don't give a shit about the sloths. I care about the fact that dolphins can't get a fucking minute to themselves here to just go to bed and not have to come up for air.
Of course they can. Do you know horses sleep standing up? They're not like...
I didn't even think about that. I've never thought about a horse sleeping.
Well, do you know why? Do you know why?
That sounds so uncomfortable.
They can lay down for a little bit, but they have to stand up because the inside of a horse's stomach, all of what they have is just floating. So if they lay down for too long...
But kind of us too, right? Have you ever worn a corset?
Yeah, you're right, but it's different. Because if the horse is laying down, they're heavy, and they're putting all this pressure, all of their insides are going to one side.
Gravity goes to one side?
Exactly. So they have to stand up. So then, because if they get, like, it will...
Wait, but I have to look up this dolphins thing real quick because I'm just upset.
Sure.
I'm just upset.
Dolphins, so horses sleep...
How do dolphins sleep? Dolphins sleep in a unique way known as unihemispheric sleep. Dolphins alternate between resting one half of their brain while the other half remains active. This allows them to take short naps while still being aware of their surroundings and able to breathe. One eye may be closed while the other remains open.
It's kind of like how you sleep.
That is how I sleep. I'm always like this.
You have an eye out for Selena.
I have an eye out for Selena at all times. Dolphins may sleep motionless at the surface of the water, often with their blowhole exposed. Can't say blowhole and not get this bitch to laugh.
We love that.
They also may swim slowly, sometimes in a formation called echelon swimming, or echelon, I don't know, where they follow each other in a line. In shallow water, they may rest on the seabed, rising periodically to breathe.
Thank you very much.
short bursts of sleep.
It's okay, Em.
They sleep in intervals of 10 to 15 minutes. That just blew my mind.
My story?
Yeah. You always are whipping shit out like this where I'm like, you're kidding me.
You love it, right?
I love it, but I'm like,
Oh.
wow, it does feel like
Sad?
a little sad to me, but it's not. It's the way they are.
It's the circle of life, babe.
And they get to come for fun. So they have that over every other animal.
Completely.
Like, Stella
Imagine-
can't come.
Ew.
Sorry, but like, right?
She could. No,
They took her parts away.
I don't like
but
it.
before that, could she come?
I don't like any of it about our, like, these are our babies.
So are you gonna sexually shame your daughter one day?
Probably.
Are you?
Probably.
I'm probably going to be uncomfortable with it, but I'm certainly going to try my best to make her feel sexually empowered from an early age.
My daughter will come to Auntie M's if she wants to talk about sex.
I totally am going to be that aunt.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, let him put it in the back once. It feels good.
My daughter's
Then you're
going to
realize
like,
you want it.
Mom, and I'm going to be like, literally, ew?
Oh my God. I'm nervous that I am still going to, for the longest time, I'm like, I'm not going to be that mom. And then I do get nervous that in practice, it's going to be a lot harder to practice what I preach.
You never know until we try. And you
But I
never try
really,
until you know.
really want to try and empower my daughter or daughters to
Or sons.
be sexually comfortable so that
No
they
more
never
daughters.
have problems coming to their mom if
Totes
something
my
goes wrong.
goats.
Well, that's a note to end it on.
Isn't it?
You guys, I hope you have a great week. I hope the Super Bowl, I hope your team won.
I hope so too.
And,
Taylor versus the other team.
Yeah. Taylor versus the other team. Chiefs versus the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Chiefs, Chiefs, Chiefs. And keep living, keep loving, keep learning. Shout out to the opera singer who's a listener who came to the Red Room and got up there and sang opera during karaoke after the Red Room this week.
I respect that and I love that.
Shout out to my girl and the friend she brought. I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but if he doesn't, you better get his ass subscribed. And we'll see you soon.
Literally.
Literally love you guys.
Literally love you.
Love you, Chloe.
Love you, Em.
Thanks for listening to All Body, No Brains.
Whether you're just cleaning your apartment, slaying at the gym, or strutting these city streets, we are always grateful for your ears.
Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And please subscribe to our YouTube.
We know how 2008 that sounds, but seriously, you guys, subscribe to our YouTube.
And tell a friend, too. Lilas.
What?
Love you like a sister.
I'm kidding, Em. I know what lilas means now. Lilas!
All body, no glands, no glands. All body, no glands, no glands. All body, no glands, no glands, no glands.